Don't let me die.
What's up, guys? I'm Crystal Lee Naomi, aka Jasmine Borders on Tyler Perry's Sisters. Be sure to subscribe to the Haves and the Have-Nots review for not only reviews on the Haves and the Have-Nots, but also on Sisters. And while you're at it, give your girl a follow on Instagram at Crystal Lee Naomi. And I'll see you every Wednesday at 9, only on BET.
Wow. Damn. I ain't gonna hold you guys. Last night was something else. Pretty standard episode of Sisters. It wasn't bad. We got some good moments in the episode, specifically with Calvin and Sabrina. And I predicted, and if you saw my live stream from last night, then you know I was shocked. Because I knew the ending of the episode would be Jasmine and Gary, but I didn't know what the ending would be. Would it just be an ending with those two staring each other down, with Gary being enraged by the car, and then put his hands on Jasmine? Even if it was nothing more than a brief shove, she would just claim, oh, look, he hit me, look at the bruises, and have him arrested. I didn't know it was going to escalate that quickly. And I'm not trying to make an Anchorman reference here, but at the same time, Tyler Perry knows how to write a good cliffhanger. I do have only one issue about this scene, but I'll get to that in a second. I mean, not only there were so many moments where I thought I knew there were so many moments where I thought I knew when the episode was going to end. There were so many moments where I thought I knew how this scenario was going to end. Like, for example, I thought, like I just said, I thought the episode might end with Jasmine being shoved or hit or whatever. But that didn't happen. I thought the episode would end with her igniting the car, setting the car on fire. That didn't happen. I thought the episode would end once she took the baseball bat and started wailing on Gary, but that didn't happen. Then I thought the episode was going to end like, oh, damn, is she going to end up falling onto the car that she set on fire? No. Gary is trying to get Jasmine off because, she's beating and flailing around on his back. He's disoriented trying to get her off, and when he finally managed to get her off, boom, she falls on a car on a lower level of the parking garage, and that was intense. Not only that, not just her falling, but the fact that we see her fall, and then we see like two random people just having a conversation, and then they see her fall, then boom, right on the rooftop of a vehicle on a lower level, and I'm at a loss for words. So you're probably wondering, well, Jeremy, what was your problem with the scene? And I know it's nitpicky. It kind of is, but I was just curious. I think I need to go back and rewatch the scene to kind of figure out where this went. Now, is this at Gary's house or Gary and Jasmine's house, like in the parking garage at the house? Or is this at like the parking garage for Andy's like home where she stays at? I don't know. But I mean, like, is this well, then again, let's put it this way. Is this the vehicle that Gary was driving? I would think so, since he was walking to it. So does this mean that Jasmine was at the parking place for Andy's complex where she lives at? Because if Gary went home, then it makes sense if he was coming back to his car of like a couple of briefcases and some of his things. But given the fact that it looks like he was going to the parking, and again, I could be completely wrong. I missed like the first 5 minutes of the episode, and I was actually multitasking when Andy and Gary were speaking. So if I'm wrong, my bad completely. Feel free to let me know in the comment section. But my question is, where exactly did this take place? Number 2, why didn't Gary noticed Jasmine? It looked like she was kind of popping up from behind that black vehicle. So is that a vehicle Gary doesn't recognize? Because if he saw that black vehicle, wouldn't he recognize it as his or Jasmine's? Was Jasmine hiding on the other side of that vehicle and then noticed Gary coming that way and decided to go around the front and pop up behind him to surprise him? Was she inside of the vehicle, hiding so that even if Gary walked by, he wouldn't notice her from the window? I mean, I know she's mentally unstable, but these are just questions I wanted to, have answered. Again, I could be wrong, and I know I'm ruining this one of the greatest cliffhangers of Tyler Perry history with overthinking, but this is what I do on the channel. But before the car set on fire and everything, we get Jasmine taunting Gary with the fact that, hey, I ruined your car. He doesn't give a damn. I've been sleeping with Morris for years. I don't give a damn. Every time you left the house, you would come over. We would be banging each other in our bed. Guess what? You would come back and you would be laying in the bed on sheets that with his dry fluids. He doesn't care. But then she really took it to him by bringing up the fact that his mother died in a house fire when he was younger, and then also said that bitch is probably burning in hell. Now, here's where I thought things were going to escalate. I thought Jasmine would potentially get killed or set on fire when she, set the, had the gas tank open on the car and everything. I was like, oh damn, is she actually going to get caught on fire herself because she's too close to the car? Will the car actually combust more than she anticipated and actually be killed as a result? No, that didn't happen. But that's the thing about this cliffhanger that had me going. There were so many moments where I thought I knew where it was actually going, but then Tyler Perry took it up a notch. So I mean, we had from her being a Michelangelo and, making a work of art, if you will. Or actually, excuse me, she pulled a Jasmine Sullivan, bust the windows out of the car. Which honestly, going back to that music video, I think I remember being a kid watching it. I'm like, I was disappointed because the song was called "Bust the Windows Out of Your Car." Bust the windows out your car. I don't think she busted one window in that entire music video, but Jasmine certainly did. And then not only that, she pulled a Harley Quinn using a baseball bat like it was freaking Suicide Squad, and then jumped on him. And next thing you know, she falls from the top of the parking garage like Wile E. Coyote does in the middle of a canyon. So all that's to say, do I think Jasmine's dead? If you watch the trailer, honestly, I don't believe they played the trailer on BET after the episode. They played the end credit trailer, but not the actual trailer. The trailer was dropped earlier today. Jasmine is not dead yet. I think she's laying on the roof of the car. Gary's down there. Jasmine. She's like, don't let me die. Wait, like, look what you did to me. Don't let me die. And it's like, no, you kind of did this to yourself. Again, I'm not a Gary apologist, and I love Crystal Lee and I love Jasmine, but in this scenario, she did this to her damn self. So I'm hoping that somehow, some way, there's some parking lot surveillance footage to pretty much show. Like, again, if there was surveillance footage, why didn't somebody come out to say, hey, this woman is tearing up a vehicle? Remember when Justin did that to Madison's vehicle at the hospital in the Haves and the Have-Nots? And we're talking about a hospital parking garage where wouldn't there be surveillance footage in some capacity, right? Like, why didn't anyone come to bust him? Nope. So I'm guessing the same thing is going to apply to this situation with Jasmine. But in any case, I don't think we know that she's going to be brought to the hospital because in the trailer, and yes, I'll do a trailer breakdown. We know from the hospital scene at the ending of the trailer for next week, Gary refuses to leave until he knows whether or not Jasmine is all right, even though Andy says he needs to go. Then the cops show up and say, Mr. Borders, please stand up and put your hands behind your back, meaning that he's probably going to be put under arrest. Now, I feel, number one, this is obviously the cliffhanger for next week's episode. Number two, did Jasmine talk to the police, if she's even able to talk? Did she talk to the police and explain the story, making it seem like Gary was the one that did this when really she brought this on herself? Will they actually tell him you're under arrest for the murder of Jasmine Borders? So, I mean, that could potentially be a cliffhanger as well. But do I think Jasmine is dead? As of right now, no. She's still alive. But in terms of what happens when she's brought to the hospital, we just don't know yet. So, with that being said, my gosh, this was one hell of a cliffhanger. Like I said, Sisters, if you haven't been watching, watch it now. There's only like, 2 more episodes and then the mid-season finale. So you know from experience with Tyler Perry, towards the end of a season is when things really, really, really get good. So aside from I don't want to call them nitpicks, I call them viable questions. Number one, where did this take place? Was this at a parking garage at Andy's, living? Because didn't Jasmine like, oh, you're over there with that bitch again, pointing in the direction of the building. So I'm like, is this like a parking garage from where Jasmine and Gary live and Andy's building is in sight? I mean, I really kind of need to know this information to make sense of it. And then it's like, where was Jasmine hiding that Gary wouldn't notice her as he was walking towards his car? Because he clearly walked past the black vehicle that she popped out of, either popped out of or popped from behind. So again, just questions I'm curious about. So all that's to say, once again, if Tyler Perry kills off Jasmine, I'll be pissed, because this is one of the running gags I feel like Tyler Perry secretly does to piss me off, where every time I admit to having a crush or an attraction or liking a character, he kills them off. Amanda, Melissa, Jennifer Salison, Maggie Day, and the list goes on. So all that's to say, Jasmine, as of right now, still alive. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that thumbs up button to give this video a better chance of surviving the YouTube algorithm, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on new content when I post it to the channel. And follow Crystal Lee Naomi on social media. She is a trip. She's become far more active on social media lately in regards to doing Instagram Live, responding to comments. She is just a fun person all around. Not as crazy as Jasmine Borders. A little crazy, but not as crazy as Jasmine Borders. And let me know what you think. Did Jasmine bring this on herself? Kind of did. Like, trust me, I'm not an advocate or promoter of domestic violence, women on men or men on women, whatever. Actually, that was a interesting part about this scene, because Tyler Perry depicted it. Yeah, it's not always a man who's mistreating a woman. Sometimes it's the other way around. So I do have a maybe semi-controversial video coming out, and I've actually talked with like 3 fans over the past 24 hours about this. And it has to do with the fact that, and look, I'm not trying to be one of those people like, you know, over the past couple months ragging on Tyler Perry for like, oh, bad wigs and he needs writers and everything, and you have a bad way of depicting black women. But to be fair, it does seem like Tyler Perry has a tendency to depict the black woman as, well, crazy or unstable. Candace, Veronica, Victoria, Jasmine. So it's like, even though I was sympathizing with Jasmine for the longest time because she was actually the victim, because her husband was cheating on her, but then we found out now that she's been cheating on him the whole time as well. But it's like, yeah, now we have her destroying a car. Basically, it's like, yeah, it's like I mentioned earlier, it's almost like, you know, it was a series of different films. It's like, she pulled Jasmine Sullivan busting the windows out of the car. Then she pulled Waiting to Exhale by setting the car on fire. Then she pulled a Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad with the baseball bat. And then she just started wailing and then fell onto the top of a car like Harry did on Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. So it's almost like, you know, how do you feel about the way Tyler Perry depicts women in these shows? Specifically women who are a bit over the top and eventually have a gruesome ending. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, please follow Crystal Lee. I'll put a link to her Instagram in the top comment. And let's try to shoot for 125 likes on this video. And yeah, I know at the end of the video, I should have mentioned this before. At the moment, I haven't been able to find a good quality clip of the scene. So at the beginning of this video, I might actually have a clip. Hopefully I can get screenshots by the time I put this video up. And I'll talk to you all in the next episode. Or excuse me, the next video, because I got more coming out tomorrow. And make sure you check out my If Loving You Is Wrong Season 5 premiere episode review.